What is the deal, you guys? It is your girl Fallon Favors, of course, Baby Mama Chronicles. Thank you for joining me again for another video, another episode, whatever y'all want to call it. I appreciate you guys joining me once again. Thank you to all of my subscribers. We are now at 1,300, a very humble 1,300 that I am very, very proud of. Super excited also about my most successful video, which would be the top 5 tips to get over your baby daddy. My biggest video today, and it actually commemorates my kind of 1-year anniversary for, you know, kind of dropping content and kind of relaunching the Baby Mama Chronicles YouTube page. It really is the Fallon Favors page because I plan on having a whole bunch of content, including my music, Flower Child, which is my floral business. If you guys are in the LA area, you can definitely check me out on Instagram at Flower Child, Flower Wild. I'll make sure to leave that in the description part. And check me out, you guys. I do custom floral arrangements and all that stuff, but I'll have more tutorials and videos coming up under the page too. Just talking about the biggest video that I had last year, top 5 tips to get over your baby daddy. Over the year, I've really gotten a chance to get to know you guys. Thank you for everybody who has shared their story with me. It takes so much courage and bravery to even put words to your emotions and even see them back reflected to yourself, because a lot of the times, ladies, you know, you're talking to me and I'm giving you feedback, but you're really kind of purging those feelings and emotions that are kind of unresolved within you, which you definitely should be doing, and I'm glad that you're doing it. It's kind of like those first steps into like the healing process, right? But a lot of time y'all talking to y'allself. Y'all just want me to kind of tell y'all, which y'all probably already know, which is totally okay. I'm here to do that. What I've noticed is there is a common theme with all of the commentary that I've had from you guys talking about your issues, your personal problems with your baby daddies, your dudes, baby mama, all kind of stuff. You know, anything baby daddy, baby mama related. There is a common theme, and that's what kind of prompted this topic today, which would be, okay, ladies, y'all ready? Get a glass of wine. I don't know why I have not been drinking, you guys, this whole quarantine. Really, I've been working out, trying to get my fitness and my mind right and everything else together. I do indulge in an occasional puff pass. This is a beautiful little bong that I got, little glass situation that I love, and this is kind of like what she's been doing over the last, you know. So for those that would like to join me and partake or whatever, because this may be a little bit jarring or shocking and I don't want to like put too much on you. 5 tips and ways to tell if you still want your baby daddy. Keep it 100, ladies. Do you still want him? Is this what all of the angst and all of the drama and all of the emotions and all this stuff, is that what it's really about, ladies? We're going to find out right now, okay? So tip number 1, do you still want your baby daddy? You stalk him on social media. Now, straight out the gate, if you're over somebody, you are not really pressing and checking for what it is that they're doing. Naturally, if you've been with somebody or had somebody in your life for a super long time, it's going to take a while to kind of recalibrate and adjust your life and your new normal without that person. It's totally normal human nature, right? But if you've made the conscious decision that this person is not healthy for you, that this person does not honor and value the person that you are, you and this person are in 2 different places, whatever the reasons are of which you feel like you cannot be with this person, then your actions should reflect that. And it takes discipline, because you do kind of want to give into your emotions, which we naturally want to do as women, because that is kind of like our nature, to kind of be more tapped into that emotional side. However, duality is very, very important, just like it's very important for a man to embrace his feminine side. It is very important for us to embrace our logical side, right? We can't just be all emotions, and a lot of us are so far gone on that emotional scale, and we get passes for it because we're women, but it damages us, and it kind of, you know, stunts our growth as far as just how we can move on in our lives with relationships and all of those kind of things. So you have to have the discipline enough to stop stalking your baby daddy. Get off of his page, girl. Do we have a new girlfriend? Is he, you know, messing with somebody else? Is he thinking about you? Is he doing subliminals? Why else would you be worried about that unless you wanted your baby daddy back? Why would it matter, girl? Why would it matter if he was, you know, doing any of that stuff? It's none of your business unless, again, you're really concerned. So that's one of the first tips to be able to tell. If you're on his social media, you're going through, you know, people that are liking his pictures, checking out their pages, his Twitter, you're trying to see if there's any kind of subliminals or anything like that. Do people still do so? I'm still on Twitter. Shout out to everybody still on Twitter. Y'all can follow me on Twitter too, at Oh That's Fallon on Twitter. I love Twitter. It's such a good way to be able to get out your thoughts, sidebar. But if you're all on his Twitter, trying to see if he's subtweeting you and all that stuff, girl, get over it. You know what I'm saying? If you weren't interested in him still, if he still didn't have a special place in your heart, you know, you wouldn't even be worried about it. It wouldn't be a thought. You know, you'd have so many other things occupying your time. So that's one of the first tips to tell ladies. You're on his social media 24/7. Okay, you guys, so tip number 2, do you still want your baby daddy? Whenever you guys have an opportunity to do something as a family, right, you get super excited. Now, this could be anything from like a doctor's appointment, birthday party. You know, when you have a child with somebody, you become partners with that person. And everything that you do is kind of like a tag team type of situation as it pertains to your child. So again, if it's like a birthday party or a doctor's appointment, school enrollment for your child, you know, your child is enrolling in pre-K or, you know, daycare or something like that. You have to kind of be in conjunction with your baby daddy in order to make those kind of transactions take place successfully. And so if you are getting super excited about those things, you're making sure that you're doing a little something extra to your hair to look cute. You might make sure your nails is done, your feet are done. You might make sure your outfit is together. It's low-key a date in your mind. It might not be in his, but it's a date in your mind, or at least something that makes you feel like, okay, well, I want to look good for him. You know, you're trying to put something on his mind, ladies. Let's keep it 100. This is a safe space. And some of this stuff may be embarrassing to hear or repeat out loud, but this is real shit. Like, I mean, you wouldn't be worried about doing all this stuff if you weren't still consumed with this person emotionally and romantically. If you are, again, trying to prep for any type of interaction that you have with your baby daddy, even if he's picking your child up for the weekend or something, and you want to make sure you got some, girl, don't even talk about having on some little shorts or something. You know, some of y'all don't even play fair. Some of y'all out here playing games and y'all already know it. But, you know, putting on something a little cute to make sure you look cute when he comes and gets the I used to do it. Okay, you're talking to the ultimate player. I already know how that goes. And if you're going through all of these steps and processes in your mind, you really have to start asking yourself some serious questions. Damn, why am I doing all of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm over him. We're not together. You know, I moved on or he's moved on, supposedly. So why am I still worried about trying to look cute for my baby daddy? You gotta check that. Make sure to pay attention. All right, so tip number 3, do you still want your baby daddy? Tell the truth, keep it real. You get a jealous feeling in the pit of your stomach when you think about his new girlfriend or the new person that he's dating, that you've confirmed that he has had some type of relationship with, even if it's just sexual. You freak out. And you don't tell anybody. Of course, you're not going to show your child that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to allude to that fact to with your child. You may not even be telling your friends because you didn't already talk shit about him to all your friends. He ain't shit, girl. I'm tired of him. I just want him to take care of his child. That's all I'm concerned about. And your homegirls then probably ask you, are you sure? Are you sure you're over him? Have you made peace with that? They probably asked you and no, I'm over him, girl. I'm not worried about him. I don't want him. Why would I want him? Until somebody else want him. Then it kind of changes the trajectory of how you may feel, or you may be forced to confront how you really feel about that person, right? So if you are over baby daddy, his new girlfriend is not going to bother you. You are not going to be fazed. Trust me. Like, I had to get to a place where I really let it go, you know, let baby daddy go. And this was so long ago. So I try to even remember like where I was at in that space. I definitely can remember being in a space where I never thought that I would get over him. Genuinely, in my spirit, I never thought that it would be possible. And when I did, it was fine. And when I did, I was not checking his social media. I was not worried about who was pulling up to his house. I was not trying to still stay in contact with his homeboys, to still stay in the loop, to try to see what was going on. I wasn't trying to still stay connected with the family, to still see what was going on. I did not care. I had moved on. I was already, you know, dating someone else and had moved on. And I genuinely moved on and was happy for him and with anybody he was dating, and hoped that he would be happy for me. If you're not at that place, you have to ask yourself why. If you're not willing to give your baby daddy your blessing and moving on with his life and being happy, because the happier he is, the happier he will make your child ultimately. Obviously, granted that he's in a safe relationship and healthy relationship with somebody, because of course that healthy relation or the lack of a healthy relationship is going to affect your child. But if all of those things point to green and go and you're not supporting it, you have to ask yourself why. And you got to keep it 100 with yourself. Why do I care? Why am I consumed? Why am I mad at that? A lot of the times it's because of the unresolved relationship with you and baby daddy. So if you and him didn't have an opportunity to really sort through your issues, with most people don't, unless you're in therapy or unless you are so evolved that you can have a conversation with, you know, an opposite sex person, hear each other objectively and come to a conclusion in a calm space without yelling, fighting, ranting, and raving. It's only a small percentage of people that exist that can really do that. Everybody else, they usually land on therapy, or they don't talk about it at all and it just goes unresolved. People move on, take whatever baggage they have from that last situation, and it ends up dumping it in the next relationship or situation, right? So that's probably what you did. And, you know, if you didn't resolve the issues with baby daddy, let's say he hurts you. I do have some of my girls that have come to me and said, you know, he didn't even treat me right. And I feel that, because it's kind of like, if you didn't treat me right and you couldn't get it right with me, who is she for you to be trying to get yourself together all of a sudden now when we have this baby? Why would you not try to get it together with me? And it's kind of a hard thing to kind of assess, because there's a lot of different reasons why, potentially. But I think a lot of it may come from the fact that as women, we feel like because we've had this man's baby, he owes us something. You know, and that's the honest thing. We kind of feel like, okay, we've had this baby or whatever, and he owes us something, because I have one of the great, I created life for you, like, and that's a big debt. So I'm not playing it small like it's not a big deal, because it is. You brought life into the world, and you brought life to his seed. He implanted something in you, and you helped it grow, and you brought it to fruition and made it tangible in this 3D realm in which we live. And that is no small feat. So I'm not saying that at all. But that does not mean romantically he owes you anything. That doesn't mean that solidifies or guarantees that he will love you or be connected to you, or that you guys have some type of soul connection. That comes from a different space and a different place. Okay? Procreating with someone, which we are all here to do, is different than having a soul connection or a spiritual connection with somebody. I feel like that's something that gets built over time. I feel like both people have to be at a certain evolved state in order to kind of connect in that way, you know, and to kind of build something or whatever on a way deeper level. That doesn't just come from having a baby, you know? So I think a lot of that pain comes from that. And because that's not really voiced to the baby daddy, and he probably may not want to hear you, because it's probably being thrown at him with all of the other extras with it, because you're not able to really say what it is. You just know that you're emotional, don't know why. You may be bitching, complaining at him, whatever. And you don't even know why. And it's probably because, you know, he got this new girlfriend. It's kind of like, you didn't even get it right with me. What about me? You know what I'm saying? I thought that we could be a family. I thought that we were going to be a family. You know, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee that you're going to end up with the guy. So you have to keep that in mind. You have to ask yourself those questions. If he's moved on, if he got a new girlfriend, new wifey or whatever, or again, even if he's just dating, he not even taking nobody serious yet, but that infuriates you and makes you feel a certain type of way inside, you have to start asking yourself why. For sure. Okay, ladies, so tip number 4, do you still want your baby daddy? You hold back your own happiness and potential to have a new relationship. If there are guys, you know, I got some beautiful ladies as my subbies. Y'all already know how y'all do. So, you know, y'all got y'all stuff going on. Y'all cute. Y'all go to school. Y'all have y'all job. Y'all have your aspirations or whatever you doing your stuff, right? Especially if you've been following all the tips that I have been giving about self-care, all that good stuff. You on your ish. So, of course, you're going to attract other men, right? If you're attracting other men, but you are blocking them out, you're not really entertaining them, or you only get to a certain place with them, and once you get to that plateau, you kind of like pull back because you know that you're not emotionally ready. Why aren't you emotionally ready, girlfriend? You're single, you're cute, you're not married, you're not pregnant. You know what I'm saying? I hope. You know, so what is the holdup? Why are you not able to explore and open yourself up to somebody that wants to open themselves up to you? One of the reasons may be is that you're not over your baby daddy yet. You still want him back, and in the back of your mind you were still hoping that at some point in the future that you guys will be able to settle out your differences and become a family. And you have not kept it real with yourself and told yourself this, because a lot of it might be painful, and or you may be too fearful that it may not happen. You may not even want to jinx it. You may not even want to speak it out loud because you feel like, if I do, damn, what if it doesn't happen? I'm hoping that it happens. If you do hope that it happens, you got to start keeping it 100 with yourself. How you going to be preaching to everybody else to keep it real, keep it real, keep it real? You're not even keeping it real with yourself. You have to keep it real with yourself. Assess your own feelings. Be your own therapist. Self-analyze. Ask yourself your own questions. Yeah, but if there are guys that are knocking on your door trying to get you to go out, have a drink, take you to dinner, you know, now it's quarantine, so I don't know. I haven't been on the dating scene in a really long time. I've been locked down for a while. So I don't even know what the dating scene, especially now during quarantine. So I don't know if it's like a virtual thing, whatever it is. And I think the virtual thing is kind of cool. And just talking on the phone, taking it back to the basics, really getting to know somebody. If you're holding back, you have to start asking yourself why. And if you're doing it because you're hoping that baby daddy and you get back together, then you need to really address that, because it's not fair even to get somebody super involved and, you know, making them think that you're open and available. And then once you guys get to a certain place or whatever, you pull back and, you know, kind of hold off with your feelings and stuff. So check that. Okay, ladies, so we are finally here. Tip number 5. Do you still want your baby daddy? Keep it 100, keep it a buck, keep it 1,000, whatever y'all ladies like to say. Do you? Tip number 5. You play keep away. I have to close the book, y'all. I'm done. You play keep away with your baby. I'm probably going to do a whole nother episode on this because I don't have the time to really kind of unpack all of that right now. I know a lot of us have been guilty of it. And we have to keep it real about why we do that. It's never okay to barter your baby based on your emotional currents at the time. Please, ladies, do not do that. You are directly affecting your child. You are directly affecting your child. It's not about how it affects you or how it affects him, even though it probably does fuck with him. The person that gets the brunt end, the terrible end of the stick with that is going to be your child. So please do not do that. But I know a lot of us do that when we feel slighted, when we feel like we're not being heard, when we feel like our emotions are all over the place and nobody is there to help keep them in check, which is really what a man is supposed to help us do, is to provide balance. Yes, we're emotional. Yes, we're a roller coaster and it's all over the place. And when you have a stable male figure in your life, it could even be a friend. It doesn't have to be a sexual or romantic partner. That person offers balance and kind of tempers your emotions in a certain way that you can flow a little bit more fluidly without, if that's a word, fluidly, that sounds like it's not. And, you know, it kind of just helps you navigate through life a little bit easier. But when you don't have that, and again, specifically the person that you want to hear you, meaning baby daddy, he's not hearing you, that can be very frustrating, and that can build up a lot of resentment, rage, and upset. And, you know, sometimes, ladies, we don't play fair, and it's kind of like the world is catered to trying to make us, into trying to make us happy and comfortable. And so we kind of feel entitled in a sense. And with that entitlement, if things are not going our way, if we're not happy in that moment, or we feel like somebody has hurt us, we feel like we have the license then to do whatever is necessary to make them feel that pain as well, especially if it's a male, right? And in the context of having a baby with a man, the first thing that you may try to do is hurt that man by removing your child from that equation. And in the moment of feeling upset or feeling angst, you're not really thinking about your child. You're thinking about how I can hurt him. You love your child. You gave birth to your child. You would die for your child. And that's a fact. But you're not really thinking about the long-term effects. You're just thinking about in the short-term, interim, how can I affect my baby daddy? And it's the worst, like, low bottom level type shit you could do as a woman. And I'm gonna just keep it real with y'all. And if you ask yourself the questions as to why you're doing that, again, a lot of them are going to circle back to the fact that either your relationship is unresolved with your baby daddy, you guys didn't get to talk about why it did not work, why he does not want to be with you, or why, you know, he's not ready maybe at the time. It's going to either be that, or it's going to be, you know, whatever thought of what you thought the relationship was going to be in your head, whether you guys thought you were going to get married, you thought that maybe by having this baby it was going to bond you guys a little bit deeper, and it didn't. You know, those things. If your baby daddy is just this flat out asshole, I'm not giving all of them passes, because a lot of y'all are dealing with men that are very young. It takes men a long time to kind of get it together on the emotional maturity level. So like I said, we lack the logic, they lack the emotional intelligence. And if they didn't have a mother and father to really kind of instill those values in them, they're going to struggle. And it's not until they get into a relationship with a woman that kind of like really holds up the mirror that they're able to really kind of see where they are falling short. But a lot of you are dating men that are very young, and they just haven't had the experience to be able to kind of sort through and sift through these kind of emotions and stuff like that. So some of them are assholes, some of them are not mature, and can be trying to get under your skin as well, because they're unevolved, or maybe they see you doing better than them and they want to bring you down to where they're at to, you know, make themselves feel more like a man or make themselves feel better. And as a result, you can kind of feel like, okay, well, fuck it, you know, I ain't bringing my baby over this time or whatever. See you on the bus, nigga. That's not what we're looking to do. We don't want to stoop down to nobody level. We want to constantly be ascending and kind of leveling up and kind of soaring above like the eagle, right? We don't want to be bottom feeding or whatever like the snake. Scorpionic reference. Shout out to all my Scorpios. I'm on that eagle stuff. I'm not at the Phoenix just yet. I am getting there though, slowly but surely. You know, that's a really, really big key indicator. Again, I'll have another video on that. We'll go more into depth about that, ladies. But if you are playing keep away with your baby, you need to ask yourself why. Because one of the biggest reasons why may be the fact that you really still just want your baby daddy, and you're trying to get his attention, trying to get under his skin because he hurts you and your feelings are hurt. So you got to deal with that too. Okay, ladies, so I'm glad that I could come at you guys with another dope video. I hope you enjoy it. Leave comments as y'all always do. I don't have to tell y'all to do that. Y'all gonna leave them anyway, right? And continue to tell me how you guys are doing in your relationships. I want to hear that stuff. I'm always here to do feedback. Pretty soon I am going to be rolling out kind of like virtual consultations or whatever, just that in-depth kind of thing. You guys can kind of let me know what your issues are, and we'll kind of sort through them. We'll kind of figure out a game plan and a you know, just a plan of action for you to be able to kind of like get your life back, you know, and not be consumed and feel like, you know, your life will never be anything post your separation with your baby daddy. So we're gonna get into all that stuff or whatever. Y'all have to just stay tuned. But I love you guys. Keep watching. If you have not subscribed by now, don't you want to? Like, you know that you're not getting this kind of real content nowhere else. But yeah, I will see you guys next time, and I love you. Subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all.